Hi everyone. I hope everyone's doing okay and keeping safe with this coronavirus that's going on internationally. Um, so hope you're not all bored out of your brains being at home. But hopefully, all this will be over in a few weeks or so. But I just put a little clip out there just to say hi and to my family and everyone who some I haven't probably we won't be seeing each other for a few weeks, but yeah, just stay safe and keep in tune with what's going on as much as you can over the radio or on the internet. Because of what's happening, it's given us the opportunity to spend more time with our families, and being isolated is not easy. It can be quite tough emotionally, but it's a good thing. Sometimes these things has to happen to keep each other safe while those in authority do what they've got to do to protect everyone. So just be safe at home and just make the most of the opportunity to spend this time with your families. And as far as my channel is concerned, because of things have changed, and at the moment I'm not able really to plan and schedule more video clips at this stage because of the coronavirus, and things have changed a little bit at home. So but I'll be in tune, as I'll keep in touch as much as I can. Follow me on my Facebook page, and and I'll just let you know as things progress. At this stage I can only take one day at a time. I can't really sort of go in detail of what's the direction things are happening as far as my circumstances concerned, for a lot of reasons. But I will keep in tune and in touch with you guys as much as I can in the next few weeks. But at this stage, just stay safe and just follow the instructions already given to us from the government as far as the coronavirus safety issues and whatever they're doing, and just pray for one another. And so hopefully all this will be over in a matter of time. At this stage, just take one day at a time and enjoy your time with your family. A few weeks ago, I had asked a common sense question on my Facebook page, and the question was, is holding someone hostage in their circumstance to build a case against them a crime? Well, this episode we will be covering the common sense question with my answers. So your answers probably won't be exactly the same as mine, but so I'll be just covering those common sense questions that I'd ask on my Facebook page, and we'll see at the end of this clip whether we all sort of got the same mindset in regards to the answer. Okay, the answer that I have for this question is yes. Yes and no. But first of all, I'll cover yes. Yes, because it is a crime, because it is considered as a privacy breach. So if somebody records you and you don't know about it, and then you find out, you can pursue a legal case against them. But in saying that, people are using this method, like a spying method, where they are recording people's private conversation without their knowledge. But before we talk more about this question, I just want a disclaimer that I'm only talking from the laws in the country that I'm at. So every country, around the world, they've all got different laws surrounding privacy. So that is where I'm coming from in regards to answering this question. So the answer is, as far as the law is concerned, in my country, yes, it is a criminal offence if you record somebody without their consent, and then you use that private information for things that they haven't given you permission to use that information for whatever people choose to record people without their permission or knowledge. But unfortunately, as years have gone by, the technology system has become a way of a tool that everybody seems, this new generation is used to. But in saying that, according to the law, it is still considered a crime if somebody, records somebody's private information, like a Big Brother method, unless that person or persons are aware of it and have given permission to do so, or have chosen to go along with it, knowing what they're doing. But when a individual is lured or forced into something in regards to where their privacy is being recorded without their consent, and then used by whomever without their consent, it is considered espionage. So the answer is yes, according to the law, it is a crime. But in saying that, it is still illegal to do that on somebody, or to use that kind of method as a form of an investigation. So if they do so, they have to make sure that their information is correct, because if that person wants to challenge them in the court of law, they can be done for really serious crimes. Not only that, you're not allowed to use that kind of information in the court system as evidence without the consent of the actual individual who's being recorded, because everyone's allowed to have a right to challenge whatever the opposition is accusing them of, or what they think that they have against whomever they are, building an alliance against. So according to the law, a direct person to a direct person who minds their own business, a normal citizen just living their life, minding their own business and just going about life. It is against the law if people are just using technology for as like a spying thing, and then use it against them. So if an individual suspects that's what's happened to them, and if they can prove it, they can actually challenge that in the court of law. So they could either sue or press criminal charges, but the reality is it is actually a criminal offence if someone does that without the person's knowledge or consent. I also, because the system has changed and now that everything is computer, and nowadays when you actually ring a company or ring somebody that you are a client to, and you get an answering machine. And then you're asked to make different responses, press yes for this and press a button for that, and then you've got no choice because there's no other way you're going to get any human contact. So what you need to do in situations like that, which is justifiable, is to actually record that conversation. So even though the opposition or the people that you are a client to haven't given that permission, you have that right as a client to protect yourself, because you aren't able to go any further other than a machine. That everything is prolonged, or it never gets resolved, or there's just no response. So basically, the individual can either choose to give up because it's stressful. As a customer, you're not able to get through. So in that time, that is when you need to record the information yourself, because they are recording you. And you need this sort of evidence as proof of, as part of whatever you're a client to, as an individual, with your personal profile. You need supporting evidence to pursue a court case. So that is about the only time really when you can't get any communication with any human, or your problem's just not getting resolved. Or the other thing I have found with scams, which is very common today, is the phone calls are diverted, and there is no guarantee that the actual person you are talking to is the person you think you are talking to. So there is that like 50% likelihood or more that phone call, if you're subject to a scam, is being diverted to somebody you never intended on ringing, or somebody spying on you. But you need that kind of information, because sometimes, from my own personal experience, I have found that the people that I've spoken to have either given me misleading information, or they've just lied, or or they just don't know they don't know or understand what I'm trying to get through to them, but you can't go past them. But when there is suspicion of of a scam, you need that information to take to the police. That's the kind of evidence you will require to build a case to support you in case something happens where you feel like you're blocked. So if you've been following me on Facebook, I've been putting up a lot of posts in regards about being blocked and how the actual system is today, how it used to be before. So really, when you're in a situation when you don't know what to do, you need to think out the box. But if you've got the opportunity where you've spoken to someone and then they quickly say, oh, this is going to be, this phone call is going to be recorded for training purposes, you can actually still tell them you don't want to be recorded. But most of the time now, they don't. They actually don't give you that option. they just do it anyway. So common sense is you want to protect yourself in case anything happens, and you need proof that something, you know, didn't go right to support your case, you know, or to build up a case. So, you know, common sense says you might as well do what they are doing. Unfortunately, if you're subject, you know, being subject to a scam is very hard to detect in the early stages, especially when you have no knowledge of and experience what to expect when you are, you know, that you might be likely subject to something that is not right. So usually they are considered as things as suspicious. They're suspicious acts that you believe that's not right. So when you feel that, you know, you're not getting anywhere, or you're not being able to pursue what you're wanting to sort out, you know, these are the kind of things that you need to have to build a case together, and then go through the actual complaints system, you know, or take it to the police for investigation. The other reason is if you feel like every single area in your personal circumstance, everything, you know, just can't go forward, and everything is just comes to a halt, or you're just hitting a brick wall, it is also a sign that your liberty is at stake. Because some of the most common scams today, where an individual's, and I'm talking from experience too, not only my own personal experience, but experience that I've witnessed myself, where individuals has, you know, they've just haven't been able to do anything about what is happening to them. They've known that something is wrong, but they're just helpless, and so basically that, you know, they've been actually you know, held down while whoever basically is, you know, breaking the law, retrieving their information, stealing their identity. That's the other reason why, if you're not suspicious or alert and know about the actual what to expect if you think you're at risk of being targeted, is eventually long term your liberty will be at stake. Don't build a case against you know, whomever or whatever the issue or the problem that's surrounding you at the time, because you need something, you know, you need something for the authorities to follow up, and the police, if you're suspicious that you're, you know, being lured into something that is out of your control. So recording is what you need to do to be able to get sufficient evidence to pursue a case, and also it's also for the complaint, to allow you to go through the actual complaint process. Yeah, so even if you go through the complaint process, you've told the company, or, you know, about your issues. If they don't get resolved, then you can take it to through the court process and go through that way. But just a tip for the day, I suggest, if all possible, I suggest that don't go it alone. Scammers, you know, they've done their homework, and you find a lot of them are quite professional at what they do, and they normally don't target someone unless they're absolutely sure that they think they're going to get away with it. So, and unfortunately, it is very, very possible to get away with it when your privacy is gone. So I suggest, if at all possible, don't carry the burden on your own. Tell somebody that you trust, and just basically leave, a trail of evidence.